Mr. Grey Man, if you're around here, please leave me alone. I come in peace. Yeah, this is a horrendous idea. I can hardly see anything up here. It is literally pitch black. Oh, what am I doing? So the UK's most haunted mountain. This one should be interesting. I've just left Sugar Bowl Car Park here in the Cairngorms National Park, and I'm heading for the summit of Beinn Macduibh, a mountain said to be haunted by the Big Grey Man. I'm going to spend the night up there and see if he appears. This should be a good one. I'm starting on this nice gravel track, and it's to the mountains we go. I've made my way up the glen, and it's actually a lot nicer in that direction. You can see Loch Morlich in the distance, just shining in the sun. A little bit darker where we're heading, but I suppose that is pretty fitting for the UK's most haunted mountain. It is just over 6 miles to the summit of this mountain, so not too far, but the traffic was horrendous on the way up here, so I'm actually starting a little bit late. I think it's about 5 o'clock. And I've actually got a little bit of an injury to my knee as well, so I might be really slow on the way up here, but that's just me getting my excuses in nice and early. I think I'll just get hiking and I should be fine. They are no joke, these mountains, seriously big. And just up here is the ski centre. You can see a lot of the man-made things and a few people dotted about, but I think I'll be turning off and heading up in that direction. This is going to be steep. I have just left the ski centre behind, and it's not too steep yet. It's actually nice and gradual, but I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. This is the second tallest mountain in the country, so we've got a long way to go yet. This is practically level. If only it was going to stay this way, but if I just look ahead, I know it's not. But I think I can see my path, really well worn, basically just cutting up the side of this hill. Really easy to follow so far, can't complain. Here we go. This is the beginning of the steep bit, just up ahead. Oh, oh no. Quite a busy mountain, this one. You can see a lot of people on the path. Just keep passing groups every minute or so. Look at that view though, just getting better and better. That is beautiful. I have noticed that I'm the only idiot heading up. Everyone else is heading down. I don't know what they're doing. The Big Grey Man awaits. To be fair, heading down at this time of night would be the normal thing to do. I think I might be the weirdo in this situation. It's thirsty work, this mountain climbing. I've still got 1.5 litres, but I kind of want to save that for when I'm up at the summit. So I think I'll try and search for a wee stream. This could be absolutely perfect timing right here. Yeah, what do you know? A little stream. Right, let's get some water. It's always nice taking off this big heavy bag. And I have got my water filter, just to be sure. This stuff looks crystal clear. You literally cannot get fresher water than this. High up in the Cairngorm Mountains, and it is crystal clear. Right, let's give it a taste test. Unbelievably fresh. Right, I'm going to down like a good few litres of this and then get going again. Oh, right, plenty of water has been consumed, and I think it's time for me to start making my way up this mountain. Let's go. I'm still following this perfect stone path. The trails in the Cairngorms are the best in Scotland, I would say. And not a soul in sight now. Just me and the monster of this mountain, I would presume, which hopefully we will see later on tonight. Making some good progress up the mountain, which is nice. And I think this mountain over here is called Cairnlochan. Look at those cliffs up there, that is really impressive. Just plodding along with the sound of my feet hitting the gravel. I'm sure we'll be at the summit in no time. There it is, the first view of the big beast that is Beinn Macduibh. Look at the size of that mountain. And I am going to be camping all the way up there, hopefully. Right, let's continue on. Get up to the summit. A little bit of a boulder field to cross before we reach the top, but there's some cairns to follow, which make it a lot easier. Obviously I don't need these cairns right now because the visibility is so good, and as you can see the sun is getting pretty low in the sky, so I'm going to continue on. But I think these cairns are here if the weather turns, because this place can be pretty dangerous, especially in the clag. It's really easy to get lost, and in the winter time as well. Yeah, not a place to mess about, but I can't complain tonight. I've got amazing weather. Oh yes, here we are, the summit of Beinn Macduibh. Oh my god, I have just slapped bird poo. Oh, why didn't I look at the flipping trig point? Oh, so stupid. Anyways, the summit of Beinn Macduibh at a height of 1,309 metres above sea level. What a place. It is eerily quiet up here. You cannot hear a thing, and there's nobody about. This is going to be a fun night, but I'm going to clean my bird poo covered hands and then try and search for a camp spot. Oh, that feels really nice to get that backpack off. And I think this right here is actually perfect. I'm going to struggle to get the pegs on the ground, but apart from that it's nice and flat. And there's even this little wall which is going to shelter me if the winds do pick up, but I don't think they will. Luckily I've got a freestanding tent, which means I don't need pegs, because there's absolutely no way I'd get pegs in this ground. Now that I've got the poles in, I can basically just move this thing around, find a good spot, and then I'll probably just stick some stones down so that it doesn't fly away during the night. There we go, I've chucked some big rocks on the corners of this tent, and let's just say I hope it's not windy tonight or I might get blown off this mountain. But let me show you around my home for the night. Not too bad, is it? Look at that. The sun is almost setting and it looks beautiful behind those clouds. There's my tent, nice and protected. This wall should also protect me from the grey man. He is somewhere lurking up here, and look how close I am to the trig point. So close, practically at the summit. Yeah, what a place to spend the night. Right, this is boiling, which means it is dinner time. Oh, every single time I manage to turn it on. There we go. Right, let's get some dinner. So for dinner I have got 2 pot noodles. I've gone back to my roots and I've put them in this freezer bag to save a bit of space. Then you just stick them in the water and you're good to go. These are going to get munched. I am so hungry. Right, let's give this a taste test. Oh, it's nice and warm. That is really good. I think it's the sticky rib one I've got, which I think's the best, or 2 of them. But I'm going to get this munched whilst it's hot, and then I can tell you a little bit more about why this mountain is the most haunted in the UK. Right, let's get this eaten. So why is this mountain considered to be haunted? Well, it all began in 1925, when a man called J. Norman Colley was making his way off the summit of the mountain. It was a misty day, you couldn't really see much, and he was alone at the time. He began to feel uneasy, and couldn't really explain why, so he decided to leave the summit cairn. As he made his way down the mountain, he began to hear footsteps, crunching gravel right behind him. He froze with fear, turned around to see if anyone was there, but no, nothing but mist. He decided to continue on, and again he could hear the crunching of gravel. Again he turned around, but nothing was there. He started walking further down the mountain, and he could hear the crunching of gravel again, but this time it was getting louder, and it was speeding up right behind him. He wasn't going to stop this time. He decided to run all the way down the mountain, and refused to ever return. Years later, another hiker reported a similar experience whilst camping on the mountain, exactly where I'm camping just now. He could hear footsteps throughout the night and woke up in the morning with an inescapable feeling of dread. He opened his tent to see a large figure with dark hair standing in front of the moon in silhouette. This large figure is the big grey man of Beinn Macduibh. He is said to haunt the mountain. He is very thin, over 10 feet tall, with dark hair and dark skin, and broad shoulders. He hides in the fog throughout the day, crunching gravel as he walks behind hikers, and then comes out at night to haunt whoever dares to stay on this mountain. And on that haunting note, I'm going to have a look around outside and see if I can see this big grey man. Whoa. Wow, it's dark out here. And there's the summit cairn. Here's my tent. And it's just pure darkness around here. This is creepy. Right, let's head up to the summit. This is where he hides, apparently. What am I doing? What am I doing? Right, there's the bird poo, and here's the summit cairn. Mr. Grey Man, if you're around here, please leave me alone. I come in peace. That's my tent just down there. Yeah, this is a horrendous idea. I can hardly see anything up here. It is literally pitch black. Oh, what am I doing? Whoa. Right, I think it is time to shut up shop. I think I'm chancing my luck staying out there with the big grey man lurking. Right, good night everyone. Well, good morning everyone. And what about this to wake up to? This is absolutely insane. I was actually forecast mist, but as you can see, I'm just too high. The weather gods have really done me nicely, and I've got a cloud inversion, or a temperature inversion as you would call it. Wow, I've gotten so lucky. I mean, look at this. This is just incredible. A sea of clouds in that direction because there's no mountains tall enough to poke through. And then there's just a few around here. I think that might be Cairngorm off in the distance, which is pretty tall. And then round here you've got the huge Breirich. Look at that. And then maybe Scoran Lochen Uin, something like that. And then my tent just down there. Wow, what a place. Oh. Well, I have packed everything up and I'm ready to go. But before I do so, I'm gonna have some breakfast. And again, I've got these little brunch bars. Not the healthiest, but it'll do. Look at this little guy that's joined me. I don't know what that is, but it's really cute. They were really nice, those brunch bars. If you haven't tried them, you definitely need to try them. And I've still got the summit to myself, but I don't think it'll be that way for too long. This is quite a popular mountain, since it is the UK's second tallest. And I didn't have any problems last night. I didn't hear the big grey man throughout the night, which is a shame. Even when I went out during the night, there was nothing. But maybe he was just hiding, didn't want to be on camera. A little bit camera shy, which is fair enough. But I've run out of water, so I think I'm just gonna finish this. I've got a tiny little bit left, and then I'll head. Right, let's do this. I'll move these stones that I used to peg down my tent, leave no trace and all that. There we go. Right, let's go. What a great camp spot that was, right next to the summit trig point. No sign of the grey man, and no sign of anyone else as well. I've literally had this to myself. Yeah, what a great camp spot. Just double check I've not left anything. I think we're all good. And look how flat the spot is, it's actually perfect. You can't get the pegs in, so a windy day wouldn't be ideal. But you're right next to the summit trig point. Wow. What a day. What a day to be alive. Right, we are heading in this direction towards this sea of clouds. It looks like there's a little ruin here. Let's have a look inside. That is really cool. I wonder if that was a fireplace there, it looks like it. I'm not sure what this would have been used for, but look where it is, on top of UK's most haunted mountain. That is really cool. I am now leaving Beinn Macduibh behind, so I think I'm going to end the video here. No sign of this monster, which is a shame, but maybe next time I'll find him. As for the sightings, the most logical explanation is either people's tiredness or an optical illusion called a Brocken spectre, which I actually saw this morning, which is basically when the sun sits at the perfect angle, it casts your shadow on a big bank of cloud. As for the crunching gravel noises and the sound of footsteps, I do not have a clue. Maybe that is the big grey man. But I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you on the next adventure.